Hello and welcome back to The Goodness Margin, the place where we work to find margin for the good things in life. My name is Shelly and I share my home with my husband and my 2 kids. And just like any other home, we have so much paper that comes in. Mail. Mail is some of the most common paper that is going to come into our house. And we all have tons of mail. It just multiplies. We have papers that come in from school, or we have just random papers that seem to multiply. I know this is a common problem for a lot of people because if you look on Pinterest or Google this, you will find there are so many options for filing all of your papers. And I have this memory of years ago, my husband and I hadn't been married very long, and I had gotten this really complicated filing system from a magazine, and it wanted me to keep all of my papers. And so I got a call one day from work that my husband needed a certain piece of paper. Long story short, I ended up having to take a full day off of work to find that one piece of paper. And we had only been married maybe 2 years, but we had already seemed to accumulate all of this paper. I have great news for you today. You can win the battle over paper clutter. You can win it once and for all because somehow that has happened in our life. I'm going to go back in another video and share with you the way that we completely got rid of our filing cabinet. Yes, we do not have a filing cabinet. I have this that I use for our day-to-day papers, and I have this really small little expandable filing folder that I use for the important things. There are just only a few things that you need to keep the originals for. So many times we'll have maybe a basket that we bring the mail in, drop the mail in this basket. Mail starts multiplying. It gets on the counter. We have to move it from the counter in the kitchen because we're cooking. We move it to somewhere else. And the next thing you know, you're late on that bill because it fell behind the console table in your kitchen. That doesn't have to happen. We can win the battle over paper clutter. So let me just walk you through the process that we do when paper arrives in our house. This process that I'm about to tell you about will literally take a few minutes of your time, and it can save you a lot of money because no longer will you have late fees. No longer will you be trying to find a piece of paper. You know exactly where everything is. So we have a mailbox out in the front of the house, and then we have a post office box. We check the mailbox probably every other day and the post office box about once a week. And we can get a lot of paper that comes in. But if you would just quickly sort through that mail. So first we're going to sort for junk. Usually about half of the mail needs to go in the trash or it needs to be shredded. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if any of the mail goes to anyone else. In our house, the only other person who would receive mail that needed to be addressed immediately would be my husband. And so I'm going to take his mail and I'm going to give it to him. But I take care of the majority of the mail for our house. Our bills, insurance, all of those kind of documents I take care of. So now that I've sorted the mail I've given it to who it needs to go to, or I have thrown whatever needs to go in the trash, or I've quickly shredded, and usually I'll actually ask my teenager to take care of the shred, I'm left with just a few pieces that I need to address. So let's say I have a bill. It's something that I have a few minutes. I can do one of two things. I can quickly sit down and take care of it. I can address whatever it is, or I can put it in my to-do folder. Now this folder I am going to check at least once a week. And so I know if it's something that has a 7-day window, I'm going to be totally fine to just stick it right here in this to-do folder. Is this something that's maybe just a receipt or something I need to keep? If that's the case, I'm going to stick it in the to scan folder. And that way I will scan that in and I know that I have that document, I have that receipt. So that's going to go in this folder here. Is it something for my business that I need to keep? And if that's the case, I'm going to put it in the current month. I have a folder for each month and I'm done. I am completely done with that pile of paper and it literally only took me just a few minutes and I'm done. It's gone. So let's talk about receipts. Sometimes we need to keep receipts, sometimes we don't. And so you have to make that decision as for your home, if you have a business, if you get reimbursed for things, what receipts do you need to keep? Once you know that, you're going to see the receipts when they come in the house. So you can throw away the receipts that need to be thrown away, or you can quickly grab them and file them in the appropriate folder where they need to go. Now, I'm going to sit down once a week. My day is usually Saturday that I'm going to go through these folders, and I'm going to be sure that everything is taken care of. So I just want to quickly walk you through this process that I have. The first folder I have here is my to-do folder. So this folder, thankfully, is completely empty. These are the things that I have received in the mail or something that I need to take care of quickly. And so I'm going to sit down and I'm going to take care of everything in this folder. I make sure that I take care of this at least once a week, and that way I'm not going to miss anything. The next folder I want to talk about is my pending folder. These are things that, okay, I've paid this, but I need to check on it, or I'm waiting for someone else for something. I love to open a to-do folder and know that I can completely empty it. I have done everything I need to do. But there's always those things that, okay, I'm waiting on something here. And so if that's the case, I'm going to put it in this pending folder. So once a week, I'm going to be sure to check through this folder to be sure that I haven't missed anything, that I don't need to follow up on something. This next folder is my receipts. Now, these are going to be receipts that you keep different receipts, whether you have a business or however you work those things out. But these are receipts that have yet to be scanned in, or that I have something that I need to do with them. For our business things, we have monthly folders. I actually have 6 of these folders, and like this one says April, October, March, September. I have 2 months on each folder. So I keep the current month and then the previous month. Those are the ones that I'm going to keep inside of this little set here. And that way I know that I can quickly go back and find something if I need to get to it. This next folder is my to scan folder. So part of being a paperless family, what we do is at least once a month, I go in and I scan all of the receipts that I need to keep. Because actually, have you ever gone back to find a receipt, going back looking through your files, and you see that this receipt, sometimes it's only a year old, but already you can't read it because of the way that certain receipt papers are made out of. If you want to keep the integrity of a piece of paper and be able to find it very quickly, scanning your documents is a really great way to do this. Once I have finished scanning all the things I need to scan, I'm going to trash or shred, and then this is going to be empty and ready to start for the next month. Now, this last one you may or may not have, but this is a school folder for my daughter. And so I encourage you to maybe keep a school folder for your child. My son actually keeps his own. And these are just papers that I need to quickly take care of, or maybe some extra workbook papers that she didn't do at school that her teacher sent home. But this isn't something that is going to be overwhelming. I'm only going to keep a few things in this folder. This is a process that I have slowly perfected over the last couple of years, and it works really, really well for our family. I love the fact that we can bring in a stack of mail and quickly take care of it, and it's taken care of. It's not sitting on the kitchen counter, or it's not filling up my desk. I'm done. The paper is taken care of. There will be more videos coming up. I have already done some videos on how that I'm paperless with Evernote as well, and I will link some of those below. If you've enjoyed these videos and you feel like they've benefited you, please subscribe and click the like button. I hope you have a great day and you have found that margin in your life that we need.